Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's see what we're going to work on today. All right, we've got this 93 Jeep YJ. It is a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder 5-speed. The wheels and tires that are on it are just a set of rollers that I have here at the shop. This Jeep kind of has an interesting story. The owner, this was his first car when he was 16, and it's been off the road since 2014. It was actually sitting in his backyard, topless and doorless, so you can see the seats and everything are certainly deteriorated. We've got those things on order, working with the customer to finish out the build on that aspect. We did get it running and driving. The fuel tank was completely gelled over. The fuel pump, the actual metal components of the fuel pump had rusted away. So we did, certainly pulled the tank out, actually cleaned the tank because it was plastic. We were able to do, full tune up, clean the throttle body, put a new battery, put a new crank trigger, coil, pickup coil. Like I said, we did the fuel tank. We serviced the diffs and the transfer case, changed the oil, put pads and rotors on it. It's a good running, good driving little Jeep now. And today, as part of the build, we're gonna take the first step and give him some goodies. Got this set of 15 by 10 Ion 171 with some Mastercraft 33-inch tires. And to make those fit, we've got a Rough Country 2.5-inch lift kit. So we're gonna get it on the lift and get started with that install. All right guys, first and most important step on a YJ when you're doing one of these lift kits is to go in and remove the bolts that hold the brake lines on the driver and passenger side in the front. You need to get those loose and get them out of the way. I usually just drill a hole with a metal hole saw down to give me access instead of having to remove all that bracket after you remove the air box. Once you get those brake lines free, we'll get it up in the air and start pulling springs. All right guys, we started pulling the old leaf springs out. We went ahead and hung one of the new leaf springs in, and you can see the difference in the stock front leaf spring over there versus the new leaf spring in the amount of arch, which certainly will net lift kit. So just updating you on that. Went ahead and pre-lubed all of the bolts everywhere, U-bolts and everything on the old stuff as it's been on there since 1993. So far everything's coming out smooth. We went ahead and hung this new spring on the front, and we're going to go ahead and button up the front end and give you some updates on that, and then we'll move to the rear. All right guys, got those front springs on. Went ahead and mounted up the Rough Country shocks. Got everything cleaned up and painted and torqued to spec. And went ahead and stuck on those wheels and tires. So you'll get the full view of everything once we get it on the ground, but there's a little sneak peek. 2.5, 33-inch tires on 15 by 10-inch wheels. All right guys, on to the rear. Went ahead and pulled the rear shocks. Went ahead and pulled the U-bolts. Of course, we've got the axle supported. Got the axle separated from the spring. And on this side, went ahead and broke the shackles loose. Of course, it's just at full droop now with no weight on it, but got that new spring installed. And we're gonna go ahead and start reassembling and do some updates here in a second. All right guys, got it all back together and back on the ground. Jeep did a total transformation. Let's take a look at it. Remember guys, this Jeep's been off the road since 2014. Again, we've got new seats coming, visors, probably gonna do a rhino lining on the floor and put a new top on it. 2014, and it's been stored outside without a top, and hard to believe, but the frame is absolutely perfect on this thing. Zero rust in the frame, zero rust in the body in the typical YJ locations. Evidently the way to preserve a YJ is to leave it outside in the weather with no top. I don't get it, but I know the customer's going to be happy to have it back. And that's a wrap for this week. Appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to check out Richter's Off-Road Performance on Facebook for daily updates. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I sure appreciate it. We'll see you soon.